Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is episode 5 of State of the Market. And the episode today is what to consider before you sell. So, on top of other things that I'm going to talk about as far as the competition and how you look at other listings on the market and comps, obviously, Ben Bell is here again, our lending partner. He's going to talk about, if you're going to buy after you sell, how you get prepared for that. And then we also have a home staging expert with us today, Ragan Schlappi. She's with CEG Interiors, and she's going to talk to us about home staging and getting your home prepared to list. And I think she's going to give some advice also about what you can do to get your home ready to set it up on your own without having to hire a stager. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Ragan on to talk to us about staging. Ragan, thanks for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. How long have you been in home staging?
Technically 3 years, but I feel like I've been staging my home since birth because I'm always rearranging furniture to please the eye of anyone who enters. So I've always been into interior design. So I feel like I've been born into this field, but technically 3 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Well, give us a little bit. What would you say home staging is? If we're talking about home staging for a listing, what is staging?
Home staging is preparing your home for sale, creating emotional connections for your buyer. It's the marketing of the home, preparing it for photos to hit the internet and for other people to view your home as their own. So we come in and prep the home. We declutter the home. We help you rearrange your furniture. So home staging is, in a nutshell, preparing the home for sale.
Gotcha. Okay. Would you say there is a more particular part of the house to focus on when you're staging, or a more particular thing to focus on when you're staging?
I focus on the main living levels of the main living areas of the home. And the living room and the primary bedroom for the owner's suite. So I like to focus on selling that home for the owner to personally see themselves living, eating, sleeping, entertaining their guests. So I focus on those primary rooms.
Gotcha. Okay. And do you think right now
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Did it go away? Can you hear me now or no?
No, hold on. Maybe it's.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Ragan for a second.
My speaker's outside. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So do you think that right now in this market, now I know what I would say about this, but in this market, do you think it's still important for a seller to stage their home before they list?
Yes, I do. Now, there might not be as many homes on the market right now, but it's still a very competitive dog eat dog world out there. You really want to set your house apart from any of the others, hands down, no matter what type of market you're in. And I think providing those emotional connections for your buyers so that they can visualize themselves in that particular kitchen, I saw myself entertaining my family at Christmas. I placed my Christmas tree in that room. You're creating those experiences for them. That way they are sold. They want that house over any other one on the market.
Gotcha. Well, tell us a little bit about your process for staging. When you go into a house that someone is thinking about listing for sale, what does that process look like when you're walking them through what they need to do?
Well, we can do this a lot of different ways. It depends on if it's vacant or occupied. So if I'm going with an occupied listing, I come in, we walk the home together. I start from the very first entry point. What is my first impression of the home? And we itemize what's in that entryway, and then we move around. I move around the home as if I am wanting to buy this home. So I give my tour as if, this is in fact the first time I see the home. So I like to walk as if I am showing the home. So I go through each room. We itemize each thing that needs to be done to each room, whether it be paint, move some furniture around, let's box some of this stuff up, let's remove some of this stuff from the walls, or let's just zhuzh it up with some accessories. So it could be something that you already have around the house. We shop the house, or we bring in some accessories from the warehouse. So it can work in a lot of different ways. But at the end of a consultation, you are provided with a full on report so that you have the choice to do it DIY, or you can hire us to come back and do it for you.
Okay, perfect. So give us give us some examples of some of those things that you might find around somebody's house that they could just sort of stage it on their own if they, were trying to maybe, if they didn't want to do the full professional staging and just wanted to do some things on their own, what could they do?
Well, I first start out with the 3Ds, triple Ds. You first, if you're thinking about preparing your home for sale, you have got to disassociate yourself from the home. You have got to start looking at your home with fresh eyes. Yes, you've made a lot of memories. Yes, you've raised babies in this home. These are your four walls. You remodeled the kitchen. You're glued to this house, but you're listing it for sale. You've got to disassociate from it.
Okay.
And then you've got to declutter that house, because you've lived there. You've accumulated a lot of stuff. Family photos, gotta go. Little trinkets, knickknacks here and there, gotta go. Just the stuff that you live with day to day, dishes in the sink, gotta go. You got to start packing up, because you're going to sell. It's time to start packing. And then, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart, which is the what's
Got
the
one more
third D?
D.
One more D. Disassociate yourself, declutter, and oh, forgive me, I'm just having such a brain fart.
Decide.
Decide to hire a stager. There you go. You can rearrange your furniture in a lot of different ways, but hiring a home stager definitely can give you a lot of ideas on where you can place a lot of different things.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I definitely recommend staging to my sellers. I mean, if it's in the budget for sure.
yeah,
I recommend it, especially if the home is going to be vacant.
yeah,
Then I think it's important, um, because obviously a staged home looks much better than a vacant home. Did I
right.
lose you there?
No, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but I lost the video.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Um,
But yeah, I do think that it is important to
oh,
stage, and there
am
you
I
are.
back? Okay.
Now I got you. But yeah, so what else before we let you go? What else do you want to tell us about staging and about your business? And also, if you want to drop your information here,
Yeah.
um, anybody who's interested or thinking about selling can contact you.
Yes, my name's Ragan. I am the owner of CEG Home Interiors. I also work alongside Everly Home Staging here in Atlanta. We share a huge warehouse of furniture. Primarily, we focus on vacant staging, but we also help out a lot of occupied dwellers who are wanting to kind of spruce up their homes. So we tailor to both, and we also offer redesign services. So if you are, a lot of times, some of the owners fall back in love with their home after we stage it, and which can be a bittersweet moment, because they're like, oh, why didn't I do that in the first place? So we offer redesign services to kind of bring some of those ideas and put it into their new house. So you can reach me at 770-286-1600. Also, you can hit us up on Instagram, CEG Home Interiors and Everly Home Staging, ATL. So we offer all sorts of services, but hopefully we can see your house and help you out. It just light bulb, depersonalize your home. It's the
Depersonalize.
third
Okay,
D.
got it. Disassociate,
Depersonalize your home.
disassociate, declutter,
Disassociate, declutter,
and
depersonalize.
depersonalize. Okay.
Depersonalizing the home means, removing a lot of your family photos and just personal items that are very like sports memorabilia, religious political affiliations, stuff like that. That really is for you. It's time
Yeah.
to pick it up and go. Yeah.
Yeah. The sports is a big one for
The
sure.
sports is a good yes, especially if you're in the South, a lot of SEC.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rift, between some of these football teams.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that touched on a lot. But if you have any other questions, always feel free to
Okay. Awesome. Well,
yeah,
thank you so much,
yeah. Thanks
Reagan.
for having.
And we'll do a recap video. So after
Okay,
I'll get that next week and I'll
okay,
share that with you. So and you can share that with anybody else here on your YouTube channel as well.
perfect. I'm
Okay.
excited.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you. All right,
Have a
have
good
a good
one.
one. Bye.
All right. So that was Ragan, and I got Ragan Schlappi with CEG Home Interiors. Ben Bell, once again.
What's happening?
Hey, man. How's your week been so far?
Busy.
Yeah, mine too. I had this listing to put in today. It's really starting to pick up now. It's a couple more listings coming up right now. And how about you with buyers this week? You had some new applications?
Yeah, applications been coming in. Just kind of weathering the storm with the interest rates and everything else. With the inflation data came out last Friday. Of course, it was hotter than expected, so it just sent the market into a tailspin. Pretty
Yeah.
much Friday, Monday, a little bit of a rebound on Tuesday. The Fed came in yesterday. They raised their short-term Fed fund rate 75 basis points, which actually has helped mortgage-backed securities and the 10-year Treasury note a lot, actually. So we're
Really?
starting to see, because we saw interest rates creep into the mids, let's just say low sixes,
Mm-hmm.
Monday, Tuesday, and so hopefully basis points on the Fed fund rate will give little bit of ease a little bit of pressure on the mortgage securities.
Where are they at now? Back in the low fives, or
You're getting there. That's probably still say low fives, low sixes, depending on your profile.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, so Reagan shared a lot of good information about staging, and
For sure.
I think that is definitely, I think that is definitely very important when you're considering selling. And that was what I was going to talk about, is what your competition is. Anybody who wants to jump on and leave us a comment, we can answer you in real time. Competition, this is important when you're thinking about listing your house. Competition is not, those are not the comps in your neighborhood. So the comps in the neighborhood are comparable properties. So those are homes that have already sold. So that is very important for knowing kind of what your price point should be. But the competition is almost as important. So your competition are the houses that are listed when you put yours up. And that's almost as important as those comparable properties, because you have to think about, if I'm a buyer and this home comes on the market, or my home comes on the market, how does it compare to the others that are on the market right now? Why would somebody buy mine rather than that one? And that's how the staging comes in too. So if another house in your neighborhood, you're looking through the listing photos, it's active right now, and they have amazing photos, that have amazing staging, you may want to consider staging as well to compete with that listing. Ben, on the mortgage side, what do you think is important for folks that are getting ready to sell?
I think if you're selling a home, I think, the past 4 episodes, let's say we've talked mostly about first time home buyers entering the buying pool, right? Right.
Hmm.
But if you're a seller and you have a house to sell, we need to determine, do you need to sell before you buy? Okay. Do you have your financials situated? Have you already been approved? Um, have you thought about doing a home equity line of credit or a bridge loan for down payment on a new home and keep yours as a rental? So there's a lot of different strategies that we talk about on for home sellers.
Tell me a
It's
little bit about tell
selling.
me a little bit about bridge loan, because I think you talked about that in one of your videos today, and I saw
Yeah.
someone else posted the same thing. So tell me about a bridge loan. How does that work?
You're using the equity in your current home to buy for a down payment on a new home. And that just eliminates the contingency to sell before buying. So how competitive it is out there. So let's say, Tyler is working with a buyer, or excuse me, a seller, and they want this house really bad, but they don't have time to put their house on the market. Well, let's just do a bridge loan while we're doing your mortgage on your new home. We'll use that as down payment. And then after you guys get moved into the new home, Tyler would then come back and sell your current home that you're in, and then that would pay off your current lien and the bridge loan.
Gotcha. What is the how difficult is the qualification process for a bridge loan?
Well, you have to qualify not only with your current mortgage payment, you have to qualify with the bridge loan payment, which is interest only, and you have to qualify for the new mortgage for the new house that you want.
Mhm.
So you have to qualify for, let's say, 3 payments with your income in your debt to income ratio. So it still has to fit the profile.
Gotcha. So are you seeing a lot of folks using bridge loans right now?
A few, yeah, definitely the ones who can afford it,
Mm-hmm.
for sure, because it just eliminates that contingency to sell, and they know that they're going to pay that back once they do sell their current primary. So it's very popular for that. I would say for that higher price point where the borrower can qualify with those 3 payments,
Mm-hmm.
and they have plenty of equity in their home to support the equity bridge loan.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about the bridge loans lately. What else do you think when you're what other kinds of creative financing things that people use to try to avoid those contingencies that we talked about before, using a HELOC, right? Is that potential for someone to take some of the equity out to
There is, but if the bank knows that you're going to sell, sometimes they get a little funky if they want to give you a HELOC or not, right? Or if the house is already on the market, you can't get a HELOC if the house is already on the market, but you
yeah,
can get a bridge loan.
gotcha.
Okay, so that's where I think the bridge loan is also cheaper to originate than a home equity line.
Okay.
Both are interest only, and both have to be paid back once that other house sells. I think I've done a few of those both ways. Really, I've done the HELOC and the bridge loan. I think it all comes down to the individual. I think the bridge loan, as I said, it's a cheaper option.
Gotcha. Well, so for for financing, guys, anybody who's watching right now, that is that all of that information that Ben just gave about bridge loans and everything, that'll be in the recap, and I'll post that. I always post the edited down video on my YouTube channel, and Ben can share that as well. As far as listing, once again, I mean, things to consider. Then the topic of the episode is what to consider before you sell. We talked about staging. We talked about knowing what your competition is in the neighborhood, other listings on the market, knowing the comps for how much you can actually price the home for. Another important thing is being prepared for going active on the market, because you can be caught off guard by that if you're not ready for showings to happen and you're not ready for people to be in your house. So that's a big thing. And I know your agent, and if you're working with me, I'll prepare you for that. But before you go live, be ready for showing requests to come, and to be able to be ready to get out of the house and let people come in. Because if you miss those opportunities, when somebody schedules a showing request with you, you may not get that same buyer coming through again. So you always want to be ready for somebody when they request a showing. Then once you get under contract, another big thing to consider, that buyer is going to want to come in the house a lot, especially during, come on, Ben. I'm like, your train of thought, man, it's just out the window. Just kidding. So that buyer is going to want to come in the house a lot during that first week during due diligence, if they have a due diligence period. So be prepared for the inspector to be there. Be prepared for the appraiser when they come by. Any other, if you have a pest inspector coming, or if they have a pest inspector coming by, or if they just want to bring the rest of their family to come see the house, just those are things to consider definitely before you sell. And this is the tip of the iceberg here. There are so many things to consider before you sell, but definitely knowing who your competition is, making sure your house is ready to go, and being prepared for people to come in is huge.
Huge.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to see how many more listings came on the market this week. Or is today the day? Like today listings?
Yeah, Thursday's a big day. I would pull up. Let me see. I can try to pull up FMLS right now. I had a new listing go live today.
Where at?
In Roswell. It's 9154 Branch Valley Way. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, listed for $485.
I think I'll fly out of there, won't it?
Yeah, should. Yeah, we already got some showing requests on it. Let me see. Let me go back over here to this. Okay. So last 24 hours, 942 new listings in the last 24 hours. 942 new listings.
Pretty good.
That is pretty good. So we're getting some more. I mean, unfortunately, those charts that I always share, they don't keep up daily or weekly with what's going on in the market. You have to wait until the end of the month, and then you can see what happened.
Got it.
But I think we're gonna see some more listings coming up.
Any price reductions out there?
I mean, I've seen a couple price reductions. Yeah, I've seen a couple out there, and yeah, I mean, you really have to be competitive. You're still going to need to be competitive as a seller, and that's another thing. I've seen some listings out there where they are sitting on the market a little bit longer. And so especially if, and this is kind of like goes back to what I talked about in who the selling agent is in one of my videos a couple weeks ago. The selling agent is the buyer's agent, which is kind of confusing. It's kind of confusing to some people. Yeah. But something that I've seen, especially with a lot of the discount brokers out there, is they're offering less than 3% commission to the selling agent, to the buyer's agent, because inventory is so low. I guess they don't feel like they need to offer that full commission. But you have to think about the fact that these buyer's agents that are out there putting in offers on your property, some of them have been working with the same buyer for a year, writing contract after contract after contract, showing them dozens of homes. So they're putting the work in, and I think it's kind of disrespectful, or to say, well, you're not worth your full commission, because believe it or not, 6%, which is split between the listing agent and the buyer's agent, still is the industry standard. And it's sort of become more common, especially with discount brokers, to offer less commission to a buyer's agent, to the selling agent. But you have to keep in mind that there's a reason why they're called the selling agent. That's because that agent is the only agent that's actually in your house with the buyer, telling them all the great things about your house, right? So it's up to them basically to sell your house to their buyer. And if you're saying, well, you're not really worth any commission, what's the advantage to them to try and push, try and sell your house, to try and show all the advantages of your buyer buying their house, or their buyer purchasing your house. So I think we'll see less and less of that as inventory starts to creep back up, things get more competitive. I think we'll start to see less and less in that. But when you ask about homes sitting on the market longer, the homes that I see sitting on the market longer and doing price reductions, some of those are the ones who are offering less commission to a buyer's agent, to a selling agent.
I personally would love to be buying a home right now. Like, I think the past 2 years, so many buyers have settled on homes that they maybe not even have bought. They had to buy a house, the past 2 years. But I think, moving forward, I really think that, the homes are going to open up. You're going to have more inventory. You're going to have more to choose from. And you're going to have better opportunity to get a house that you want. Not saying you didn't get a house you wanted before, but I think you're going to have more choices now. And I think it's a great time. Yeah, I really do. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, definitely that was the point of the video last week, also was that things are easing up for buyers, right? So we're getting back to a more balanced market over the next, year or two. We're going to get back to a more balanced market. So you're right. It's a much better time to buy now. I saw, did you see that Dave Ramsey video from?
Yeah, I reposted it. I mean, he even said that, the 35-year-olds out there that are there's so many people buying right now. Again, take interest rates out of it. People are still buying homes.
Right.
You might not qualify for what you want now, but that could change. Or even if I don't care if the interest rate's 7%. If you get into a home, that still beats renting in my mind, personally.
Oh,
people call us crazy all the time. I know, Tyler, but you could always refinance down the road, right? And so that's why
I saw that even on his video where he's saying houses are going to appreciate, home prices are going to go up for the next 5 years. For sure. If you can afford to buy a house, even on his video, people were saying, oh, like the market's about to tank and home prices are going to drop by 60% and all this stuff, which is just, honestly, not the case. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why home prices would drop at this point. Our inventory is so low.
The only way is if like everybody lost their job.
Yeah. If World War III breaks out, right, and we have to go back to just like manufacturing for the war effort, then yeah, that could happen. But as long, with any other beside any other catastrophic, unforeseen fallout, home prices will continue to go up for the next 5 years. And
hopefully just not at 20%. We need like 2 to 4.
Right. Yeah, they'll continue to increase. Yeah, like 3 to 5%. But that the reason why it is like it is now is because of 2008. The reason why inventory is so low because home builders stopped building in 2008. So anyway, we are we really just stretched it all the way out to the 30-minute mark here. And I don't have anything else. I appreciate you being here with me again. Oh, next week, we're going to do this on Wednesday. So next week is a Wednesday edition. I think we'll do it at 4:00 still because I'm going to be on a plane at 4:00 on Thursday. So
all good.
That's it, man. You got anything else?
Just trying to get over whatever I got.
Yeah, me too, man. All right. Well, have a good one, dude. I'll talk to you later. Thanks
again.
Appreciate it.